Pattaya nightlife is booming and the TAT is trying to relax entry rules. Now, we're live here in Pattaya at GMT Beach and we're doing our live video with a special guest today from Marine Beach Hotel. So ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for today's Good Morning Thailand? Morning Thailand, brought to you by Twin Palms Residences Montezur Coffee Culture, live from Marine Hotel Pattaya.
Really close.
Why?
The Marine Beach Hotel.
The Marine Beach Hotel, of course.
In Pattaya.
The Marine Beach Hotel from Pattaya, and we're currently at the street bar. I'm Jay, this is Tim, and we've got a special guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Adam Judd Cohen of the Pattaya News.
Hi everybody, thanks for being on.
That's right.
So we've certainly got some competition here today. I mean, on a day-to-day basis, I mean, the Pattaya News is competition to the Thaiger, but we've sort of formed a bit of a loose partnership over the years, and we sort of share a bit of news from time to time. But Adam's been a great friend to the Thaiger. We're very happy to have him on because you and I don't actually sort of know much about Pattaya.
No, we don't.
So we needed somebody who, you know, goes out every night and misbehaves.
That's right.
And that's Adam.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore, but previously, yes.
Okay, so great to have Adam here.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here at GMT Beach, a different side, slightly different part of Pattaya. I was about to say an island, how dare I?
I think Adam was saying a bit earlier that sort of GMT Beach is getting a lot of attention at the moment. It's getting a bit gentrified.
Yeah, GMT Beach has really picked up with a lot of things. They're working on expanding the entire GMT Beach. They've already done the portion behind us, and they're actually going to speed up getting the beach done from where we're at now at the Marine Beach Hotel all the way down till about the middle of the beach, and they're going to do the top end next year. And that's to really drive domestic tourism and to drive some foreign international tourism too. So this area has really picked up with families and local Thais and Thais from out of town.
What about the actual beach? Because the beaches here in Pattaya are fairly small, but they're looking at increasing the width?
Correct. They've already increased the width at that end of the beach, further down, and they're going to extend it another 2.9 kilometers, I believe, including where we're sitting right now for the middle of the beach. And they're eventually going to put in facilities like exercise, more trees, and other items, because if you go down and take a look, it's still pretty open, and some people call it empty, but it's a huge improvement, as previously that just fell off to the sea. Literally, you had the sidewalk, you had rocks, and the ocean. It had eroded completely, so big improvement.
Yeah. All right, that is our first topic for today. Now, before I get onto that, a quick proper shout out to Street Bar. We're currently at the Street Bar looking over at GMT Beach. It's a nice, beautiful sunny morning, and we also have guests. We also have some people who've come to see our live show today. Thank you, everyone.
Waving?
Yes.
And we ran into last night.
Wait, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Well, before we get into that, a quick shout out to Kelly as well as Roy and Tangmo who have come to visit us here. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, we have timestamps, so you can skip to the part where we actually talk about news today. But let's kick off the first thing I wanted to talk about. Last night, me and Tim decided to take a stroll down Pattaya. We wanted to see what the city has to offer. We've always heard about, you know, Pattaya suffering, there's nothing to do, entertainment venues are closed. So we wanted to go see what it's really like, and I thought we were very surprised. Now, the people, like Tim mentioned, we met were Kevin, Ronnie, Joe, Robert, Dave, Sean, Oliver. Thank you for stopping and saying hello. And half of Pattaya apparently knows us, which was a really nice feeling because I never get recognized in Phuket.
And just a little bit scary.
Yeah, not as much, not at all.
But you get noticed quite often as well.
For better or for worse, yeah.
Okay. So it was amazing, and I think we could say, generally, Jay, that we were genuinely surprised.
I was shocked
how busy it was.
Yes,
I mean, the place was heaving, I thought.
Yeah.
But Adam says it might look like that from the outside, but we're not quite seeing the full picture.
It's improved, and I'm sure some people will say in the comments, "Oh, it was much better in 2007 or whatever," and that's probably true. And it is definitely nowhere near 2019 pre-COVID. but it is picking up. It's ages better than it was in November. We obviously had an 8-month alcohol sales ban. Technically, the bars and nightlife are still closed, although they are restaurants right now. Of course. And there's still a lot of factors holding it back. Obviously, test and go, Thailand pass, paperwork restrictions, as well as early closing times, which is officially 11 o'clock. Although unofficially, there may or may not be some places open later. Allegedly.
So we went to Soy Bua Khao, right?
Soy Bokao?
Yeah.
Yep. They went to Tree Town last night for the
Town,
local
that's it, yeah.
residents, based on actually your feedback that people put in the comments. And that's why they said they were blown away by how busy it is.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys made it to Walking Street, did you?
No.
No, we didn't. We went there during the day, and we didn't want to take pictures because it's normally dead during the day anyway.
It's still struggling, to be honest. And there are some other areas of town that are still struggling, but slowly getting going. And there's still things holding it back.
Has the epicenter of Pattaya's sort of nightlife moved from Walking Street to other parts of the town?
Right now, it's definitely in the Buakau area and Tree Town area, LK Metro, at this time.
Is Walking Street going to recover, or are they going to really put the promenade down there and gentrify it?
Knowing a lot of the local business owners and the business associations down there, they have a full plan to recover it. But along with that recovery, they do still want to have, like restaurants, shopping, and attractions for everybody, while still keeping the nightlife, but maybe less in your face.
Yeah, you can see I'm doing my best to hold the Thaiger logo in front of your Pattaya News logos.
That's okay.
All right, let's talk. I wanted to ask Adam a couple of questions regarding Pattaya, basically. Now, we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, as well as yesterday, that one of the things that the officials in Pattaya wanted to do was to change Pattaya as an Islamic hub. And I was talking to Adam a bit earlier as well, like perhaps the Middle Eastern people come here for medical tourism, and let's not kid ourselves. It's not just because they're Muslim or Islamic doesn't mean that they don't like to have fun. Some people come here for fun. But Adam, what do you think about this, turning Pattaya into an Islamic hub?
Well, it's one of about 27 million hubs that they brought up, just being honest.
Yeah.
And it's not, some people misconstrued this as they want Pattaya to be a Islamic hub, period. No, they want it to be an Islamic hub along with pretty much everything else. Right now, quite frankly, they're looking for any market and any tourist that has the spending money and ease to get here with so many difficulties from China, Russia, and other places. And a lot of people might be surprised to hear this, but there really is a whole lot to do here for people that there may not be back home. Yes, the beaches here are nowhere compared to beaches in some countries, but for somebody from the middle of the Middle East where there's nothing but desert, this beach is pretty nice.
Although it's all sand. So the way you look at it is that there's talk about a sort of a Middle East hub. It's really there adding Middle Eastern, not so much attractions, but availability for those families and visitors, in addition to what's already here and what Pattaya is famous for.
Pretty much spot on.
Yeah. All right. And also Indian tourists they were targeting.
Indian tourists will remain a big target too. That sector has had a very hard hit here. Some of the areas that you guys were touring around town where you were seeing rows and rows of businesses shut, especially on Second Road, those were primarily businesses mostly for Indian tourists. And contrary to belief, Indian tourists did actually spend quite a bit of money. And in fact, just before COVID-19, some of the busiest nightclubs in Pattaya, and these are not inexpensive nightclubs, were Indian nightclubs. So they're hoping to get that market back, but it's going to take time.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed during the daytime, Jay, just walking around that beach road in Pattaya, it was decimated. There was so few people there, and I estimated it was some 90% of the businesses were closed. They were gone.
Like, we were looking for a place to have dinner, and most of them were closed. 7-Elevens were closed, but yeah, eventually I think Ripley's, believe it or not, mall or something. It was part of us.
There?
Royal Garden Mall.
Yeah.
The Royal Garden.
The Royal Garden Mall.
We ended up having lunch at Sizzler. You come all the way to Pattaya to enjoy the the offerings and the nightlife. We end up in Sizzler.
Now, wait a minute. Right next door to that is Taco Bell. You resisted that?
Well,
yeah.
I secretly wanted to go there, but I've got two very fastidious eaters I had to cater for.
Yeah. All right. Our next topic is regarding the TAT. Now, the TAT plans to relax travel rules. What do I mean by this? They're preparing a plan to relax travel rules in line with the timeline to declare COVID-19 as a pandemic disease on July the 1st. Tim, why did the TAT keep on making plans for something that they have no authority over?
Yeah, somehow the TAT seemed to be able to control the vector of this virus.
Yeah.
And congratulations to them for having the control and the authority. How do you go with the TAT? We've sort of had a bit of fun fact-checking them over the last year, but what do you think about the TAT saying that Thailand's going to be endemic and will open up on the 1st of July?
Well, I've got to be careful what I say here because we actually have a good personal relationship, Pattaya News, with the local Pattaya TAT association and representative. But of course, what the national does is different from what he says. So if you're watching there, hello. Anyways, they're stating just what you said. They're stating what they would like to see and like to happen. But whether or not that actually happens, we'll see. Because, for instance, yesterday, the Federation of Thai Industries, the FTI, also came together and said, we want Thailand Pass and Test and Go gone tomorrow, especially with the situations going on with Russia and gas and oil. But again, this is just an organization. They don't necessarily have the power for that to happen. The good news is, well, not good news, but news, is that the CCSA said they will take it under consideration.
Yeah, consideration.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. Well,
I was going to say, we've actually had quite a few people just arriving to see us here today. Yeah. We're at the Marine Beach Hotel in Pattaya. We are live as we speak, and we do thank the people who have come, including Steve-O, who seems to follow us everywhere. These people who have come to say hello. So thank you very much for dropping in.
And for those of you who are locals and you might not recognize the name of the hotel, Street Bar is almost directly across the street from the Shayapru mini police station box.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, we wouldn't know
Can't
that.
miss it. It's right in front of the...
right behind us.
So you've got the Marine Beach Hotel on one side of the road. Then just across the road is this, it's called the Street Bar, and you can sit literally overlooking the beach. And it's a very, very nice place to sit.
And it's got a pool.
A beautiful pool. So you probably for a small amount, you'd be able to go for a swim in their lovely pool as well.
I was about to say, you're assuming everybody who walks through the street bar today is here to come see us.
Yes.
So you'd randomly go like, hi, excuse me, sir, are you happy to meet us? And it's like, I'm just enjoying my breakfast. Get away from me,
no idea
freak.
who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Could be. All right. Well, the TAT governor, Kun Yuthasat Supasaran, has come out and said that, hey, look, we need to learn from everyone who has opened up, the other countries. We need to learn from their mistakes. We need to be proactive. We need to come up with plans. He went on to say Thailand's opened up bubbles with India now, very soon Malaysia, possibly Vietnam, which is opening soon.
Can I just ask?
Yeah.
You may know, I don't. What do these bubbles actually mean? My understanding is the Indian tourists and the Malaysian tourists are still going to have to go through the Test and Go program to come to Thailand. So what's the bubble? Is it just a special sort of handshake and say, we're going to introduce some new flights and let's work together? Or is it actually something different? I don't think there's any difference.
I don't know about the Indian bubble, but yes, without confirming if you actually need a Thailand pass or that you need to do a test and go.
I understand you do.
Yeah, the travel lane with Malaysia includes that if you are vaccinated and if you're negative before you travel, you can just go to Thailand and vice versa.
Well, that's a proposal.
Yeah,
that's not set yet. They've already said that because Thailand Pass is still required on our end and their end is much more eased, that may take some time. As Tim's pretty much spot on for the India side. It's really internal wheeling and dealing on getting more commercial airlines from Indian destinations to fly commercially for Indian passengers and not for transit or other countries and places. That's really what it is.
Yeah, so there's... they keep on sort of winding out these terms like travel bubble and we all get excited, but At the moment, my understanding is there's really very little difference. The only thing that's going to really change things is things like this TAT proposal for a July the 1st scrapping of the Thailand pass. We don't know what's going to happen with masks. What's your feeling? We've always said all the way through that the last thing they're going to drop is the wearing of masks. How do you see that?
I 100% agree. Now, I will say that here in Pattaya, and you may see it if you do some walking around Jomtien Beach, mask wearing compliance is significantly less than it is in Bangkok or in some other areas of Thailand.
Isn't that true, Jay? Yeah.
Just being honest with you.
Yeah.
As for masks, they've said that kind of in their goal is mask wearing will still be needed even after it's made endemic in Thailand, but it may not be a mandate anymore. But for things like major events and gatherings, it may still be required. So what will probably go is being required to wear a mask alone on your motorbike, or technically alone on the beach. But it's going to be the last thing to go, I agree.
After 2 years, if I walk out of the house without a mask, I'll feel naked. And I don't know, I think I'll probably keep on wearing a mask out in public to an extent, and I estimate maybe 50% of people may continue wearing masks. What do you think, Jay?
The Thai people, yes.
Yeah.
I think most people who will continue are the Thai people, the citizens most probably. I think as soon as we don't have to wear masks, most people aren't. Like here, Phuket, no tourists wearing masks.
I know nothing about Phuket, obviously you
Yeah.
guys do, but if it's anything like here, especially in the beach areas, almost nobody is. Or to be quite frank with you, it becomes COVID theater, where somebody will not be wearing a mask on the street. They'll arrive at the entrance to a crowded restaurant or bar, which is being called a restaurant. They'll put a mask on to go through the entrance and then take it off.
Yeah. Well, I was in January in Phuket, and it was just 90% of the tourists. It was really busy down Patong Street. Nobody was wearing a mask.
But what I will tell you is this: we've done a lot of reports and for local organizations outside of the tourism area, Pattaya. Once you get past the highway and to more rural areas, everybody's wearing a mask, even outdoors. These are areas that foreigners don't go, and the mask compliance is probably 90% in these areas. So it's kind of a shock at how different it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about officials warning people regarding phishing emails and scams regarding the Thailand Pass website.
Phishing spelt with a PH.
That's right. As well as story regarding the burning down of the 5-star resort in Koh Kood. There's more to it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back right after this.
Find the coffee roast you love most. Coffee Culture delivers Thai coffee online. Whole beans or pre-ground delivered to your doorstep in Thailand. Go to coffeeculture.asia and get coffee you love delivered to your doorstep.
And welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand with Jay, Tim, and special guest Adam.
And sharing the microphone today, because we only brought 2 microphones with us.
And we also bought only 2 mugs, but it's okay because it's still a good life with Coffee Culture.
Thank you, Coffee Culture, very much.
You can buy these mugs at coffeeculture.asia, as well as if you would like to buy prime real estate right next to the beach, look no further than Twin Palms Residences Montezur.
And we should also say, yes, Montezur, by the way, right on Carmela Beach, some magnificent properties.
Yeah.
Check out montezur.com. Is that the website?
Yeah.
We should also say Coffee Culture, they do have these cups, but they have some very nice coffee as well.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for 2 Minutes Thailand, where you get to learn about different aspects of Thailand as well as Thai culture in 2 minutes with Nan. Today, it's regarding elephants.
The 13th of March is Thai National Elephant Day in Thailand. Why was it established? Let me explain this to you. Thai National Elephant Day or Chang Thai Day was established by the Thai government in 1998. It is annually celebrated on March 13. The white elephant was added to the old version of the Thai flag during 1806 to 1917. The elephant is the national animal and symbol of Thailand, which has had a long association with Thailand and Thai people since ancient times. In the past, countries mainly used horses as warriors on the battleground. Thailand used elephants. Furthermore, they were also used for transporting agricultural produce and field logs for the foreigners. That's why elephants have always been a part of the history and tradition of Thailand. This helped to draw people's attention to see how important elephants are and show the close relationship between Thai people and elephants. Moreover, this event also raises public awareness to conserve the elephant population for our next generations. Elephants have reduced habitat due to expanding human population along with poaching. Many activities have been created to honor, support, and pay respect to the elephants. For example, buffet food for elephants, traditional blessing ceremony, and also special elephant show. On the upcoming Sunday, do not miss celebrating Thai National Elephant Day with us.
Welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand, and I hope you've learned a little bit more about elephants. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I hope, Tim, you're excited for the National Elephants Day.
Oh, I'm hanging out. I've been waiting for this for nearly a year since the last one.
You're going to go back to Phuket and ride an elephant
Oh, no, I don't ride elephants.
from the airport.
I stroke them from a distance,
Yeah.
and I'm all in support of the more eco-friendly type of elephant tourism that's emerged over the past 10 years.
Can you celebrate Elephant Day by having a chang beer?
I think that's, well, of course we don't promote alcohol on this channel, but I think that would be a very good way to celebrate if you don't actually get to see an elephant in person.
Yeah, anything will do. All right, our next story is regarding officials warning people about Thailand Pass emails. Now, normally you apply for the Thailand Pass and you have to wait about a week to get your QR code and approved for the Thailand Pass. Now, some people have been sending phishing emails with malicious links and trying to get personal information from people.
Yeah.
And now the government has come out and said, hey guys, please be wary of this. The only email addresses that you will be getting official emails are from tp.consular.government.th or consular.government.th.
So it's going to have words consular and th in it.
Yeah.
And we always stress, Adam, that anybody who is applying for a Thailand Pass, there is no cost for applying for or receiving a Thailand Pass.
That's right.
So you can go to an agent if you want an agent to do that work for you, and they'll charge you for the pleasure. But as far as the government's website for the Thailand Pass is concerned, there's absolutely no cost.
Yeah.
So beware of the phishing. Have you got some emails about that, Adam?
Not really. We do get a lot of emails about Thailand Pass in general, but they're mostly probably what you guys also get is people that want to get rid of it completely.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
about it.
That's about it. You've got a question for Adam.
Oh yes, a question came to Adam from PG Santa.
Hashtag free natty.
Who says, what percentage of businesses do you think will be open by the next high season? I suppose by high season we're talking about next November, December.
You know, my answer is going to be kind of probably not what you expect. I can't give you an exact percentage number because a lot of the businesses that have closed, there's going to be a lot of change. A lot of businesses that you may have known by one name are going to come back by probably another name. There's a lot of change in ownership, but a lot of the buildings themselves are changing. Even brands that were formerly famous before, like Retox, may be gone now, and they were kind of going before COVID-19, or at least one of their locations. New brands, new restaurants are going into those same locations. What some people are actually really surprised by is some of the new restaurants that are in play now in the LK Metro and Buakaw area. I'm not going to go through a big list of them, but especially on Shayapum or on Soy Honey, there's a lot of new venues out there that might surprise people. Now, there's a lot of venues that people may have known and loved that are gone, but there's a lot of new ones coming too.
All right.
Interesting question from West Texas Greg, who's a member. We welcome all our members. do they have horses in Thailand? Wondering if availability of elephants was higher than horses.
Well, every now and then I see a random horse on a beach somewhere where you can pay 100 baht and ride it.
I would say they're very random indeed. Yeah, there'd be a lot more elephants than horses in Thailand would be my best guess.
We actually had a ton of horses right on Pattaya Beach not long ago when we had the anniversary of Pattaya here, and they had a kind of a rendition of the battle that took place near here. So horses were marching up and down the beach.
No stories about dog food.
Okay.
Yep. All right. What we're going to do, Tim, we're going to take another quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about Koh Kood and take more of your questions.
Where are we?
We are actually at the Marine Beach Hotel.
Oh, and it's very nice here on a bright sunny day in Pattaya, Thailand.
That's right, we're at the street bar, and if you next time you come to Jomtien Beach, visit street bar because it's the place to be.
The water is like 50 metres that away. It's that close.
It's that close. You could jump from here. You probably wouldn't make it, but you could.
I could strip down to my Speedos
Yeah.
and go for a swim. But
Or
no?
not.
Oh, okay.
You had your Speedo's okay. I was cutting you off when you said you could strip down, because then you end up actually on your own news broadcast.
All right, let's
We'll
take
do
a-
anything, whatever it takes.
It's all about the views. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. And we're back.
Oh.
Welcome back. Are you feeling refreshed after
We don't
your
get
break?
much of a break, do we?
No, we don't.
So who we got? We got Kelly here.
Yeah.
And we got Steve-O's
Steve-O's
disappeared.
gone for a break.
We got
Roy's leaving. Bye,
Roy's
Roy.
had enough.
Bye, Tangmo.
Bye, Roy.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for coming along.
Yeah, and we've got two guests we haven't had an opportunity to meet yet.
Two very fine gentlemen who have come to say hello.
Hello.
Sick puppy.
Oh, sick
That's-
puppy! There he is.
Sick
There
puppy.
he is. Sick puppy's in the house, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
looks very sick indeed. Welcome to Sick Puppy.
There we go, sick puppy, regular viewer. All right, ladies.
Thailand Paul says, good morning, guys. Hi, Thailand Paul.
Good morning. Okay.
And the other hundreds of people that are online.
Okay. Our last story today is regarding Koh Kood. Now, there was a 5-star hotel in Koh Kood called the Koh Kood
Was.
Resort. Was, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Called the Koh Kood Resort, which burnt down. It basically, it's full of, surrounded by nature. It's made from bamboos. It's quite fancy. However, very flammable, and therefore it burned down in about 10 minutes as per the people who were staying there, and we showed pictures where the entire hotel basically disappeared.
Adam,
And-
I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
it looked like it had been struck by a nuclear weapon. It was just flattened. It was gone.
I saw the pictures, and that doesn't look like, it was a minor issue with the fire alarm system.
No, there's no hotel there anymore.
Yeah,
and you
but-
can see from the photos, it's been obliterated.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
So what's the
And-
controversy?
Well, the owner of the Koh Kood Resort Villa that burned down to the ground on Sunday morning might get charged for failing to maintain the fire alarm system. Now, some of the people who were living there, and there was actually a famous influencer pediatrician medical doctor, and that's why the news became a lot more popular, because she went out and said that I had to run for my life. She basically fainted and had to be saved. And she went on and said we couldn't see any smoke detectors. Now, after an investigation that was done, they did find smoke detectors and an alarm system. However, it malfunctioned, and therefore
Well, malfunction
didn't really
to say
do
the
anything.
least.
There were no sprinklers, nothing.
That place, just looking at the way it's burning there, and some people did turn their cameras on. I think
Yeah.
I would have been running as fast as I could away from the area, but that would have just burned in, 10 minutes? Just would
It
have
did.
disappeared.
It pretty much did. And now the owner's in trouble for basically being neglectful and not maintaining a fire alarm system. And I don't even know how that happens in a 5-star hotel.
You'd be wondering in the police investigation if, I don't know, one of the influencers didn't take a box of matches out. They've certainly got more coverage than they would have otherwise.
Yeah, well-
That's a complete furphy. I just made that up. It's not true.
Okay, all right. Shall we take some more questions?
Oh, we've got plenty of questions.
But before- yeah.
I'll respond to a question
Okay.
from my good friend Chocolate Man in Thailand, who I do actually know in person. Sorry, I will not be doing any dancing after this show. I know you really wanted to see it, but those days have been retired. sorry to disappoint you.
What do we have to do to have a reboot of your dancing skills?
At 9 o'clock in the morning, it's not going to happen. Probably a large amount of material that would be inappropriate for this time of day.
All right. Sorry, a quick shout out to Dating Guru for becoming a Tiger member. Thank you
Really?
for supporting the channel
Thank you very much, Dating Guru.
and giving dating advice, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
All right.
Wig Alert says, I'm afraid to use the government apps. Even when they work, it's a security risk. There have been a number of security breaches on Thai websites over the years.
There has, and this is actually one of the big concerns of Thailand Pass, is some people in the government, as you guys know, have said we want to keep Thailand Pass to track tourists without being real clear about why they do or do not. And of course the tourism industry and the hospitality industry just want it gone, and hopefully they win, as there's just been too many issues with it over the past few months.
Spicy Roads, I'm just reading these completely randomly, by the way. We don't have caramel here.
Oh, yeah, we don't have
We
time.
couldn't afford caramel,
It was-
and
the demands are just too much.
extraordinary diva demands.
Yeah.
We just weren't able to accommodate her room temperature Perrier water and massages. The masks stop the water droplets you breathe out, the virus is attached to. That's a bit of scientific advice from Fred Baum. Thank you very much for your input.
All right, before we continue with the questions, a quick update regarding Tangmo. Now, for anyone,
Tangmo.
for anyone interested in the recent celebrity passing away of Tangmo, police have come out and said an autopsy has finally been completed, and it is found that no broken teeth or head injuries were involved, which means that she was not hit at any point. She did fall down, and for anyone interested in taking part in her funeral, I believe it will be streamed, but you can also actually visit the 3 days of Christian memorial services. There will be 3 days of Christian memorial services for the actress, and it's scheduled to take place this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 11th to 13th, from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. each day at Liberty Church, Bangkok, in Sapansung District, Bangkok. So that was a quick update for anyone interested regarding that story.
Adam, has the Pattaya News run hard on the Tangmo story?
Probably not as hard as some other news publications, but we have covered it and ran it, and there has been a lot of different opinions from readers as to what may or may not have happened, since some of these folks who are thousands of miles away clearly were experts on what happened on the boat. But sorry, I'm just nagging you guys. No, there has been a lot of interest and a lot of concern, and it's it's been one of the bigger stories of the past month, obviously.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any questions, now's the time for questions. We're going to take a quick break. If you want to ask questions to Adam, to Tim, to me, to Jason, to the viewers,
To Kelly.
to sick Pubby back there.
He's happy to answer questions as well.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, now's the time to ask any questions. We're going to take a quick break, and once we come back from the break, we'll answer your questions. So stay tuned. Welcome back again. You're still watching Good Morning Thailand with Jay, Tim, and Adam, and it's now time to answer your questions. However, the video you just saw belongs to Glow Hotel in Pattaya. Now, they were very accommodating. We stayed there for the last 2 nights.
Yes.
We did the show yesterday, and everyone was absolutely charming, great service, and
they were very
overall
nice.
a really nice hotel.
And one of the funkiest rooftop pools I've ever seen.
Yeah,
With a
one of
great
those.
view.
Yeah, with one of those old Volkswagen vans. I call them strange pedo vans. You said you wanted one for the Tiger,
Yeah, they're called combi vans.
and then I said that's not a good look for you.
So Adam's the sort of person I think who would have been touring around in the US in a combi van in his younger days.
No,
No?
sorry, not
No.
that one. Actually, I used to drive a Chevy Cavalier, so nothing
Ooh.
fancy.
Oh, no.
Is it like
Very ordinary
but
indeed.
Are those vans normally, in movies at least, associated with like stoners? You know, you
I-
go on your California trip, have a couple of
Yeah, it was sort of the hippie culture, weren't they? And they've been around since the 1960s. And yesterday I saw their VW have just launched a new digital electric version of them called the D-Bus, B-U-Z-Z, which is the latest incarnation of the Gold Combi van.
What did Cheech and Chong drive a lot of times?
I'm pretty sure that'd be a combi van. That's sort of the culture.
I have no idea who those people are.
Really?
What? Cheech and Chong?
Cheech and Chong.
I have no idea who those people are.
Jay, I think you would associate well with Cheech and Chong. The people out there who know what I'm talking about know what I'm saying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to take your questions. We're at Street Bar in Jomtien Beach at the Marine Beach Hotel. Oh, right, I'm doing the questions.
Yes, you're doing the questions.
I completely forgot. Carmel.
And we're in Pattaya. You have me here, who's been here for quite some time. So if you have any Pattaya-specific questions, please ask.
Because we got no idea. Wig alert, another question. Thaiger swimwear calendar for merchandise. I could be March. Oh, I suppose I'd be February because that's my birth month.
Okay.
So which month are you going to be?
I'm not going to be a month, but I think I'd do everyone a favor by not taking part in the
We'd
calendar.
have Carmel,
Yeah.
Jason in his swimwear.
Yeah. Natty
No.
is going to be a popular person.
Oh, Natty, I think her month would be very popular.
Jet's just going to be like a Chewbacca hair wig, but just full body wig.
And just draped over the naughty bits sensitively. Dating Guru, welcome as a Tiger Cub. Yeah, thank you very much, Dating Guru. We appreciate you becoming a member of the Tiger.
Right. Bob B says, question for Adam. Any dual pricing in Pattaya?
Oh, dual pricing. Go for it.
Yeah, but that's interesting that you brought that up because some places that used to have dual pricing, for instance, Nong Nooch Gardens, eliminated it during the COVID-19 restrictions, or at least eliminated it for people that are residents with retirement visas or with work permits, maybe not necessarily everybody. So there still have definitely been some dual pricing issues here, but a lot of those tourist attractions that had some of the most blatant dual pricing offenses, quite frankly, haven't reopened yet.
Okay. Another question for you, Adam. What areas seem to be the most active, and what areas do you think will be the most active in the future? So you said Jomtien's been getting a bit of love. Is this going to take off for Jomtien, or other places will come back as well?
Good question. So obviously, as I already said, the LK metro area, Tree Town, has definitely picked up a lot, both from tourists and from expats, which has made the area even busier. Some areas that were busier before, like the Soi 6 area and Walking Street areas, have taken some time to get going, although they're doing better on a weekly basis. Walking Street's probably going to take the longest because it really needs those 2, 3 a.m. and later closings for the nightclubs and areas down there. Jomtien Beach, even the Naklua Wangama area are picking up with domestic Thai tourists as well. And there's some areas that are kind of off the beaten track that I mentioned earlier, like Soi Shayapum, Soi Honey, Soi Boomerang. That these names are probably not familiar to Tim or to you, but they might be familiar to people who are regular visitors in Pattaya that have, again, kind of seen a renaissance and picked up a bit lately. I think it's going to depend a lot on the audience we see come in. If we see a lot of Indian tourists return, then you're going to see the Indian nightclubs and Indian restaurants and places restored. If somehow the Russians come back, you're going to see more business here in Jomtien. It really depends on where they open the borders to. Or where people can come based on factors in their own country. China is probably still a year away, at least in my opinion.
A year away. Okay, I think without the Chinese, we're not going to see anything like the numbers of tourists coming back to Thailand because they were such a big market.
They were one of the biggest markets for the islands, especially Koh Larn here. And yesterday, in fact, our team was out on Koh Larn, not me personally, but our team, as they're still giving survival bags, food, and as somebody rides by on a motorbike, food and other items and supplies that they need there because tourism has not picked up as much as they wanted it to on the islands. It was really, really good. Tourism here was really picking up domestically up until they shut down all the events. And events have been shut down now for months again because of COVID. And we were about to have the music festival, and they shut that down, and that really, quite frankly, pissed off a lot of vendors, including Thai vendors and business owners in the area who are ready to get going again.
I've got one here, Jay, from Maxiano Acosta.
What a name.
ask the question, how has this inflation been treating Thailand? So as we know, around the world there's quite a big problem with inflation, partly caused by the shortage of oil, which has pushed the prices up.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much affecting everything in the supply chain. But what do you guys noticed here in Thailand? Where have you seen inflation? I've certainly noticed it filling up the car at the petrol pumps. We're now getting petrol around about, 40 baht a litre?
Yeah.
For 91 and 95. What have you noticed in...
Well, it was 46 last time.
46? But you use very expensive fuel for your
For
Rolls
V-Power.
Royce. How about you, Adam? What have you noticed?
I don't drive, but obviously we've had issues that have been covered in not directly affected news, but similar news with the price of pork and eggs here locally, which have been a big concern to the local leadership here.
Okay, a question from Honest View.
Okay.
To Adam, I suppose I'll have to direct this, although we could mention our local experience. What do you have to say about Pattaya taxis? Well, I suppose I could kick off by saying one of the best things about transport in Pattaya is the BART bus system.
Yeah.
They've had it here for years, ever since I first came to this town many years ago.
Yeah.
But we've used Grab, and that's worked fine.
Can I say something scandalous? Well, this morning we took a Grab to here,
Yes.
and the taxi was from Bangkok.
Oh, we took that was a big news story
Yep, there was a
earlier this
fight.
week.
Yep. There was a fight. I'll let you talk about that first before I talk about the specific Pattaya taxi.
Well, yeah, so a Bangkok taxi came down.
Yeah, so you can read the plate and then it said Krungthep Mahanakon. So yeah, it was a Bangkok taxi. So I was like, why was he doing here?
Well, he was running his Grab service,
Yeah, it was at 6 a.m.
and good luck to him. That's all I can say. Is
But is it scandalous?
well, obviously for Pattaya taxi drivers.
So I'll answer that question. One quick thing too, somebody also asked if the ferry to Hua Hin is running. It's done. It's out of business. Somebody might buy it down the road, but the ferry is finished. So, second question, in terms of taxis here, we don't get the love that you guys get for taxis in Phuket. And I mean that sarcastically.
Okay. I was about to say. I was like, what?
I mean that very sarcastically. We don't get as many complaints here, being serious. Although there are problems, but what has really picked up here in Pattaya, and I don't know if it has in Phuket as much, is Bolt. Bolt has picked up incredibly so here. It's very cheap to take a Bolt. Our viewers in the background are nodding also. Bolt has really saved people a lot of money here locally, and a lot of people have transitioned from picking up regular taxis on the road or Grab to Bolt because of the prices. And there's been very few problems or issues that people have reported with Bolt. And of course you also have the bot bus system, which is so easy to get around. So we don't really get, even to our local news, we don't get complaints or hate about prices as much here.
Right, so a distinct difference in the way public transport happens here in Pattaya and Bangkok. And yeah, Phuket's got its own individual problems. Now, you arrive on an aeroplane into Suvarnabhumi or Don Muang. You walk out and the taxis, there's a number. I've never had to wait more than 3-4 minutes to get a taxi. Very ordered, well ordered. And they wait for you and they're wearing a nice shirt and the taxis, all their meters work. You arrive in Phuket and the system is completely different. It's all run by mafia. The prices are all fixed.
Yeah.
Often you'll be taken to places other than where you actually want to go. I don't know why they can't sort out the problem in Phuket, but they've never been able to. And the police have tried, the army's tried, the government's tried. Nothing has been able to break a very strong taxi mafia.
A similar topic to that. So you guys have the taxi issue. Something people always bring up is, well, what about the jet ski scams in Pattaya?
What about the jet ski scams in Pattaya?
To be perfectly honest with you, it has not been an issue here for years. Now, of course, COVID pretty much took them out of business anyway, so they're not out there on the beach much anymore. But even before that, they were actually cracking down on that, and there really hadn't been a big problem for years. There was a video going viral recently, and they were tagging all the English news in Thailand, and I think they tagged you guys too also about the jet ski scam. But that video is like 7 years old if you look at it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it doesn't exist, because there's still problems here, but it's not the issue it was quite a few years ago.
Just remember, anything that's posted on the internet lives forever.
Yep.
Quick note, in Phuket we do have Bolt and we have InDriver. So those are the two apps now that people are using staying in Phuket.
But most of the time, the prices are still...
No.
Very
This is
high.
different. That's Grab. So the thing is, like, in Bangkok you have Grab, which the prices are very, quite fair. But like Adam was saying, in Phuket now we have InDriver and Bolt, where the prices are really cheap, and they basically charge you regarding the distance. Now, there was a story where some famous doctor's son was driving after a night out.
Oh, this is from Kamala back
Yeah,
to
and the
Patong.
Bolt driver didn't want to come pick him up from a particular spot because that's known as a taxi mafia spot. And that's where the problem was, because he was like, if I go there now, I'm going to get in trouble. So it also depends on which area you're from, but you can pre-schedule and book them, and it will be cheap.
Adam's got a question from PG Santa.
All right, so PG Santa says, hey Adam, when will that drainage work on Soi 15 be finished? Well, so let's talk about something that is a problem in Pattaya.
Drainage.
Drainage.
Draining
How
the
does
swamp.
PG Santa? Is he a Pattaya local? Who knows? Anyways, please continue.
I'm fascinated to know about Pattaya's drainage.
It's been an ongoing problem, obviously, for very, very, very long time here in Pattaya, and it's still a serious issue. It's not as bad as some people will make it sound, as even 4 or 5 years ago, when we had a big rainstorm, at that time it could take hours for the water to drain out of the streets. Now it's usually less than an hour for that to happen, which is a big improvement. The problem is you have what seemingly is half the city dug up right now, including areas like Soi 15. And Soi 15, for those not familiar, is the area behind the Avenue Shopping Mall, which has quite a few major hotels that I'm not going to list on here because they might get pissed off, and other condominium complexes and places that we've done a report on it recently that's pissed off locals. And the road is completely torn apart without a lot of work on it. One of the biggest complaints that we get locally about drainage is why are they doing 15 projects at once? And a lot of that has to do with budgetary issues and the fact that they're given these budgets in a short window of time, and if they don't use them, that money is gone. So instead of tackling one problem and moving on, they try to tackle 37 of them at the same time, and we're left in the current situation we're at. And now they're trying to expedite everything because we have elections here, with the first mayor election in Pattaya in a decade, probably on May 29th. That's not 100% yet, but probably May 29th. And they're trying to get through a lot of these projects as quickly as possible.
Oh, of course, bit of pork barreling going on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 497 people watching. Please click the like button if you're enjoying the show so far.
You haven't clicked the like button?
There's only 85 and there's 500 people.
That's
So
dreadful.
please, for
Be
Adam,
ashamed of yourself.
for Tim,
See, at least do it for Adam, if
for
not
Sick
for us.
Puppy.
Question here, no, a comment actually from Billy Burry Baps. And
Okay.
they say, I went to an elephant training camp in Chiang Mai. They wanted 3,600 baht fee. I said I just wanted to see one, not buy it. So the elephant camps can be a bit expensive. I mean, we should remind people that these camps that look after the elephants, that feed the elephants, that have got huge tracts of lands for the elephants to use, they actually cost quite a lot. Elephants eat quite a lot as well. And so if you do want to go to one of these camps, you're not going to be able to do it for free. So expect that if you do go to an elephant camp, you'll get to interact with the elephants to a greater or lesser degree, but you will pay for the pleasure.
There's a farmer truck. What are those called? Tractor.
No, that's
Tractor.
actually it's a tractor that brings the speedboats down the ramp and out to the water.
Don't you just love the live ambience?
We're at the beach
The whole bunch of
hotel,
smoke.
the Marine
Beach Hotel.
Hotel in Pattaya, and we're right on the main road.
That's
I saw
right.
one more good question while I looked at my phone there. I'm trying not to look at it much because I know it doesn't look great on camera, but I'm looking at your questions. Somebody asked about the how far is the Jomtien Beach going to go, the expansion. Their eventual plan is to go all the way through Dongtan, all the way down to Pratamnak. Is the eventual plan. But that latter portion, which is the busiest part of the beach, is not planned to take place until probably middle to the end of 2023.
All right. I think we've run for about 50 minutes. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you've enjoyed the episode so far. And I'd like to say thank you to Tim Newton, firstly.
Oh, it's been great. And we sort of came down to Pattaya this week on a bit of a whim. We thought, let's just go down there.
Yeah.
And thank you very much to Golf in our office for being able to pull all this together and organise things with the Glow Hotel and also with the Marine Beach Hotel. Thank you to both of the hotels for their hospitality. Their very generous hospitality, allowing us to use these lovely facilities.
Street Bar. Come to Street Bar at Marine Beach Hotel.
And a big thank you to our guest, and we call him an FOT, a friend of Thaiger, Adam Judd, who's not only the editor but a co-owner of the Pattaya News, as I wave the Thaiger logo in front of you. Stop playing with your nipples. It's not a good look.
Thank you very much for having me on today. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody's comments, questions, and everything that you may have from there. Cheap plug. Thank you for supporting the Pattaya News as we also support the Thaiger. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Adam.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please click the like button. Comment after the show if you have any suggestions for us. Where should we go next? Chiang Mai.
Well, we're back to the Thaiger in Bangkok today.
That's right.
I've got about 17 programs to do because Jet's disappeared.
Jet's gone back to Chiang Mai.
Natty's still sick.
Natty's sick. We've got to do the shows here. So you're the last man standing. You're the
Yeah,
face.
that's great. I'm so
You've
excited.
been called upon.
Great.
I'm a little bit luckier. I was up at 3 a.m. I did all our morning news and readouts already. I could relax on the beach for a little bit.
Nice.
Well, jolly for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great Friday. Stay tuned for Thaiger Bites coming out tomorrow. It is Lumberjack Fridays, let's not forget. And we hope you have a great weekend. See you later.